This video is going to include everything you know about getting the gold, platinum, polyatomic, and even the Orion camos for the ARs. We're going to go over the class setups, the maps, the attachments, the strategies you want to be using to get this as fast as possible, and we're going to have guides for all other weapon classes in Modern Warfare 2 on my channel, so make sure to sub if you want to see that, and if you love, like and comment, it helps me out a ton. First, let's quickly go over how the camo system works for the ARs here in Modern Warfare 2. So each AR is going to have 4 base challenges. The first one you're going to unlock immediately when you get the weapon. The other 3 you're going to unlock as you level up the weapon. Once you complete these 4 base challenges, you are then going to be able to do the gold challenge. Once you have done the gold challenge for 8 different ARs, you are then going to be able to do the platinum challenge. Once you have achieved platinum for 51 different weapons in the game, you are then going to be able to do the polyatomic challenge. Once you have done the polyatomic challenge for 51 different weapons in Modern Warfare 2, you are then going to unlock the Orion camo for every weapon you've got polyatomic on. So step 1, we need to level up the weapon a little bit. Here's the recommended class setup for getting weapon levels. The primary is obviously going to be the AR you're trying to level up. Secondary doesn't matter. Tactical is going to be decoy, lethal grenades, whatever you're most comfortable with. For our perk package, the first one's personal choice, but you definitely want to make sure you've got extra tactical on as one of your base perks. The second one is whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm going to be going with fast hands. Then for the final perk, we're going to be using overclock. Now, when it comes to our field upgrades, we're going to be running DDoS and tactical insertion for 2 different methods here. And then when it comes to kill streaks, you want to make sure you've got score streaks selected. This way, we're going to be able to get them a little bit faster with the methods we're using. We're going to be running UAV, counter UAV, and advanced UAV. When it comes to getting weapon XP, I use 2 different strategies. The first strategy I use when the weapon's level 0. The first game I play, I'll play on invasion. Then the second strategy I use for every game after. So right away, when the weapon's level 0, hop in invasion, and what we're going to do is just run to the enemy spawn and kill bots. Yes, these aren't going to count for camo progression, but since the weapon's level 0, it doesn't matter. And this is what the tac inserts for. So what we're going to do is, yeah, we're killing bots. A real player managed to kill us, already level 3, and we just started off. We're now going to respawn back on our tactical insertion. And that really is the main goal here. Oh, did they destroy? Oh, no, they didn't. Oh, no, you're camping. Oh my God, a bot was but you see what I'm saying? This is a ton of free and easy XP, and the fact that it doesn't count for camo progression legitimately doesn't matter. We should be able to get this weapon to level 7 by the end of this, and that's going to be enough to have our second camo challenge unlocked so we can immediately start working on it. And as soon as you run out of ammo, there should be ammo boxes labeled all around the map that are going to allow you to refill your ammo. There we go. Tac insert's ready again, so go ahead, place it down a second time. Level 5 already. One of the reasons I like to use a knife as a secondary is you run faster with a knife than any other weapon in the game. So if you die on invasion, it's really easy to get back into the enemy spawn if you pull out your knife and just jet across. Where the bots are going to be spawning from are going to be these helicopters. So if you can find a decent spawn point that keeps spawning them with all this smoke around it, you can just sit and go back and forth farming them. Obviously, as soon as you get your kill streaks, call them in. And here we go. After that one game, we managed to get it all the way up to level 13. Now, after playing my first game of invasion, I either play kill confirmed or hardpoint for the rest of the weapon levels. Kill confirmed is faster for weapon XP, but hardpoint's going to be better for getting kills and challenges done. So you kind of need to play either one depending if you need more weapon levels or if you need XP. And the strategy for this is extremely simple. Use the weapon you want to use, spam decoys all over the place, try to throw them closer where the enemies are going to be. If you're playing hardpoint, throw them on the hardpoint. Obviously, calling kill streaks as you get them. If you're playing kill confirm, try to collect as many tags as possible because that gives you a ton of XP. Also, this is where you want to use the DDoS field upgrade. Using the DDoS will EMP any players near you. It'll also destroy enemy equipment, including decoys, giving you additional XP. And a lot of people are doing this strategy on this game mode. So you're going to destroy a lot of decoys, giving you a ton of XP. And there we go. It's level 18. Keep in mind, this is our second game playing, and this weapon's already level 18. When you're leveling up your AR, you're slowly going to be unlocking all 4 of the camo challenges you need to complete. The first camo challenge for every AR is unlocked by default, and it's only going to be 50 kills. Past this, the additional 3 challenges change and are different for each and every AR. On screen right now is a chart showing you all the ARs that are currently in the game and the 3 different base challenges you unlock after it. We've got some that are ADS kills, double kills, behind kills, Hipfire kills, suppress kills, mounted kills, yes, are once again back, and we've got crouch kills. Now, before we even start going through the weapon challenges, there is one weapon that people struggle with a lot more than every other weapon, this being the M16. So when you're doing the challenges for the M16, I highly recommend taking it from burst and switching it to single fire. The M16 actually does more damage while in single fire, and you're gonna find yourself taking out enemies a lot quicker. Before I realized this, when I was grinding the M16, it was miserable. However, once in single fire, the M16 is really not that bad. So any challenge when you're doing the M16, keep it in single fire the entire time. Besides this, all the other ARs in this game are going to be very straightforward, and I don't have any specific tips for any different AR. The first challenge, being ADS kills, is very self-explanatory, and I don't think we need a guide on it. Just pre-aim around corners and you should get all 50 of these almost immediately. The double kill camo challenge is one that I see people struggling with. This one can be done really easy if you just play hardpoint. Since there's only one objective, if you just play and attack it the entire game, all the enemies are going to funnel to that one point. The suppressor kills are also super self-explanatory. Just equip a muzzle that says it has sound suppression and those will count. When it comes to the kills from behind, a lot of people struggle with this, so we are going to make a dedicated class setup for this. The main thing you want to make sure you have on is tracker, ghost, and then for your field upgrade, you definitely want to have dead silence. There are two different methods I recommend when it comes from getting behind kills. The first one's playing domination, and yeah, this is why we run tracker. You can see, let us right to an enemy. We don't play hardpoint for this one. Since there's 3 objectives, people are more spread out, and it's going to be a lot easier to flank and get these. So I essentially run to the enemy spawn, flank around, and I look for enemies camping, like right there. That's going to be another easy behind cover kill. Still going to be a behind cover kill. But I mean, that's the main strategy when it comes to playing domination, is flanking to the enemy spawn and then looking for enemies holding down a position and getting them in the back. Now, if that method's not working for you, another method to kill enemies from behind really easy is to play ground war, spawn in the helicopters, and look for enemies on roofs. Oh, there we go. So float down right here. This dude, okay, well, he's against a wall, so it's a little bit hard, but there's one dude. But it really is that easy. If you just keep spawning on the helicopter, looking for rooftop campers, you'll be able to finish all of them in one game. Make sure you're playing ground war, not invasion, because bots do not count for camo progression. It has to be real players. Invasion has bots, ground war does not. Hipfire kills are another camo challenge you're most likely going to finish just as you're playing. However, if you are struggling, playing the objective on hardpoint will help a ton. There's also a lot of laser sight attachments you can put on that are going to help your hipfire accuracy. Also, crouching increases it as well. For the mounted kills, we're going to make a dedicated class setup. We want to make sure that we've got overclock on, and we also want to make sure we've got deployable cover on. So for this, we're going to play hardpoint, and while we wait for our field upgrade to charge, we're going to find a nice little place to mount that can watch over the objective and just kill people as they funnel in. Also, if you put a bipod on your gun, you can mount onto the ground, meaning you can get a mounted kill anywhere in the map. Now that we've got our field upgrade, we're going to place our deployable cover down in the objective, and now we can mount on this, and we're going to be covered as we shoot. This is going to make it really easy to get an advantage while being mounted. Crouch kills speak for themselves. Either crouch around the map or crouch right before you get a kill. It's that simple. Now for the final base camo challenge, we've got the point blank range kills. Out of all the ARs, only the Kastov 740 has this challenge. This is going to be my recommended build. However, I'm not going to recommend the exact attachments to use because as you're leveling it up, you're not going to have all these unlocked. The main thing you want to look out for is movement speed. This is going to be extremely helpful. Then you also want hip fire accuracy, but out of these two, make sure to prioritize the movement speed. That is the big one you're looking for. For the rest of the class setup, it doesn't matter a ton. I am going to recommend running tracker and double time as well, though. You guys know the drill. Once again, hardpoint is going to be the best method for this, and you just kind of want to run around inside the hardpoint. Since we've got a really fast movement speed on this weapon, we can run right up to enemies and just hip fire. With this, you pretty much just want to flank. Now, once you finish all 4 base challenges for any assault rifle, you can then start working on the gold challenge, and this is going to be the same for every assault rifle. Get 3 kills without dying 10 times with that AR. When it comes to the class setup, a lot of this is going to be personal preference. One thing about the ARs, I find they perform better when I'm not using all the attachment slots. I find myself building builds that are only using 2 to 3 of the attachments because a lot of these have pretty negative downsides when it comes to movement speed, aim down sight speed, and yeah, that's going to make it harder to get these 3 kills without dying. The secondary is not going to matter at all. Tactical really doesn't matter. The snapshot grenade might help you a little bit, but this is really personal preference. Use whatever you want to use. Lethal isn't going to help at all because you need to get kills with the primary weapon. Perk package. I find tracker really good for getting that last kill once you see someone's footsteps. For this one, this next perk really doesn't matter at all. Maybe bomb squad so you don't die from explosions. I really like fast hands and I really like quick fix. Since this game doesn't require you to get bloodthirsties, it only requires bloodlust, which is 3 kills without dying. Most people aren't going to have much of an issue, but if you are, let's go over a few tips to help you out. The biggest one is to play objective style modes, but kind of stay on the outside of the objective, picking people off as they run closer to the objective. Once you get 2 kills, play a way more campy playstyle. That way you can guarantee that you get the 3rd and final kill. Also, if you get a UAV, wait till you're on a 2 kill streak to call it in. That way you can guarantee the 3rd and final kill. After you finish and unlock the gold camo for 8 different ARs, you're going to unlock the platinum challenge. this is going to require you to go back and get 25 long shots for all of the ARs. For the class setup to get long shots, a lot of it's not going to matter. The only perk I'm going to recommend is high alert. This is going to let you know when snipers and other people are looking at you when you're going for these long shots. Then the field upgrade is going to be pretty important. Deployable cover is going to help a ton. The main thing you want to do is make sure you're building your weapon to be able to get better long shots. That's going to be the most important part. The optic, this one helps out a ton. The angle 4.8 times helps out a lot. And if you don't have this unlocked, how you get this unlocked is the rail LMG. If you get this to level 6, you're going to unlock this. And if you're going for long shots, I highly recommend just going in game using the rail LMG to level 6 to get this, because this is going to help you a ton. Now for the rest of attachments, I'm not going to show you specific attachments because depending on what weapons you have leveled up and what stage you are in your grind, you're probably not going to have a lot of these. But there's a few things you definitely want to look out for. You mainly want to be looking out for things that are going to give you damage range and bullet velocity. Those are extremely important, going to allow you to do more damage at a range. On top of that, vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control are also going to be super helpful for this. Aim down sight time for this isn't going to be as important as it normally is. Usually you want to have a really quick ADS speed, but when you're building going for long shots, you're already going to be pre-aiming for the most part. So when I tune these weapons, I'm going to put the recoil stabilization and the gun kick control all the way here. And yes, it's going to make it ADS lower, but when you're going for long shots, like I said, we're going to be pre-aiming a ton for this. So that's why you want to look out when it comes to attachments for these. Now, the reason this scope is so helpful, it's actually going to tell you whether or not you're going to be able to get a long shot at the current distance. You can see that little red text that shows you how many meters the shot is. It takes 38 meters to get a long shot with an AR in this game. So if we were going to shoot an enemy that was right here, that would not be a long shot. If we were going to shoot an enemy right there at 37 meters, that wouldn't be. However, right here is a long shot. This allows you to be able to judge the distance and find different long shot spots that fit your own play style. And you'll no longer have to guess before you take your shots. Like, is this going to be a long shot? Is this not? You can also back up a little bit if it's not going to be in long shot range. The reason we run deployable cover is you can actually mount on these, and this makes it a little bit easier to get long shots in a lot of spots because this is going to make it harder to hit you. Now let's go over the best spots to get long shots on the 6v6 map, starting on Los Alamos. This right here is going to get you a lot of long shots with pretty much any weapon type. Then obviously the same spot's going to work in reverse. You can come up here. Once again, going to be able to get you a long shot for every weapon type. Fortress has some good long shot spots. However, they're not super high trafficked. If you're playing hardpoint, there's a hardpoint objective right here. So you're going to be able to get quite a few long shots sitting in this area. Once again, there's also a hardpoint objective down here, and you're going to be able to get some long shots here. I mean, anywhere on the outskirts of the map, there's not really any hardpoint objectives on this side, but if you want to sit over here and guard the area while the hardpoint is here, you might be able to get some long shots. And then you're also going to be able to get some long shots watching the hardpoint as it's right here. On hydroelectric, this is going to be the best long shot spot, and in this same spot works in reverse. And if you're playing hardpoint, there's a hardpoint objective right over here, and you can get up here, and these are going to be long shots. On raceway, the left and the right side of the map are going to be your best bet. This one even has a hardpoint location right here, so you should easily be able to get the long shots. And then there's also a spot here on the opposite side of the map. This one's pretty good, and obviously both of these work in reverse if you go to the other side. On Embassy, this spot right here is really good for long shots. Also works really well in reverse, and this spot on top's also really helpful as enemies run through this area. A silo's somewhat okay for getting long shots, mainly the left and right side of the map. There's a lot of easy long shot locations here, and you can also get them on the other side of the map. I just don't find these areas that heavily trafficked. Farm has a couple good long shot spots as well. Up here is one where you can get some easy ones, and then on top of this building has some good spots as well. I'm not a big fan of getting long shots on hotel, but there's a few spots you can make it work at. Right here's one, and then this line of sight right here, but I usually don't see people running this way. I really don't like trying to get long shots on border crossing. You can make it work. Getting on top of the cars give you a lot of long access, but people hide in between the cars and they just duck and weave between them, making getting long shots on this map a miserable experience. When it comes to Terra Q, there's a bunch of different spots. It's possible to get long shots, but I find most people play the center of the map and they don't really go on the outskirts. The best spot I found was on this little area right here, shooting people in this direction and then shooting people over here. Now, obviously, you can still get the long shots in Ground War. However, as soon as the hardcore mode gets added at the start of Season 1, there's really no point in doing ground war. I just recommend doing 6v6 because the hardcore mode is going to make the long shots a lot easier. Also, shoot house is getting added in season 1, and if there's a 24/7 hardcore playlist for shoot house, that's probably going to be the way to go, and that's going to beat out any method I showed in this video. Now, there is one AR that's going to be harder than all the rest when it comes to getting long shots. That's going to be the AK-74U. This thing drops off really quickly, and it pretty much plays like an SMG, but the long shot range is the same as all the other ARs since it is an AR in this game. My best tip is just to take it slow. This one's going to get a lot easier when hardcore comes out. So I would personally wait for the AK-74U, wait for hardcore that way, because yeah, you can get long shots with it now, but this one's going to greatly benefit from the hardcore mode. And now, once you get the Platinum Camo for 51 different weapons in Modern Warfare 2, you're going to unlock the Polyatomic Camo Challenge. This is getting 25 headshots with each AR. Here's the recommended class setup. Once again, I'm not going to tell you what exact attachments to run because while you're leveling up these weapons, you're just not going to have a wide variety. I just use a normal red dot sight. That's what I find works the best for headshots. Then when it comes to the attachments, we want to look for attachments that make it where you ADS quicker. That's going to be your best bet. And as you can see, this is the ult account right now while we've been leveling up weapons. There's a very, very limited variety of weapons we have here. So look for weapons that are going to increase your aim down sight speeds. Movement speed helps a little bit. And then you also want to look for weapons that are going to make it so you have less horizontal recoil and vertical recoil. However, the most important one is going to be ADS speed. Then when it comes to the rest of the class setup, not a lot of it matters. I personally really like Tracker for getting headshots. Fast hands helps a lot, and I use Quick Fix. Now, when it comes to giving advice on giving headshots, it's really hard to give advice that's not just, aim for the head, because I mean, that's really the main thing you have to do. Playing hardpoint and flanking on hardpoint is one of the easier ways, because obviously if the enemy's not looking at you, it's going to be easier to line up a headshot. But this is really just one of those challenges that's going to get easier as you go on. Once you unlock Polyatomic, you're going to unlock it for all the weapons at the same time, meaning all of a sudden you're going to have like 49 weapons in the game you're going to have to get headshots on. So your first set of headshots are going to be slow, but it's going to pick up more and more as you go on. It's just really one of those challenges where make sure you're only aiming for the head. And if you do that, you'll get in the habit of getting more and more of them, which is a good thing to do because now you're going to have to get 20 to 25 headshots on every weapon in the game, not just the ARs if you're going for Orion. But yes, once you unlock the Polyatomic Camo for 51 different weapons, you're going to then get the Orion Camo and you're going to be good to go. With that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this guide. If you guys want to see any more detailed guides here for Modern Warfare 2 when it comes to camos, any of that stuff, make sure to sub to the channel. Like I said, we're going to have detailed guides on all the other weapon classes in this game. If there's any tips that I didn't cover that helped you out, make sure to leave them in the description below. That way other people can see them and it's also going to help them out. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.